Alright folks, just wanted to put together a pretty casual update for you Kickstarter backers. Thank you so much for backing. Yeah, I wanted to show off some of these new updates that we've been working on and show you live and in real time what it plays like it. So as you can see, we're still using the old art, but we have a lot of functionality prototyped in here that is our much better gamepad experience. So right now I'm using the Xbox One controller. Obviously we're porting to the Switch, and so those of us who have Switch dev kits are testing on that as well. But I am using this controller exclusively. I'm sitting here feeling nice and relaxed with the controller in my lap. Walla Justice has done a really good job of getting the thumbstick inputs feeling good. One of the things that veteran players of Barony will know is that you kind of got to be a sniper to pick up items. So in order to pick up this torch, I can't just like have it pretty well centered in the screen. I have to actually put the center of my reticle right on it and press the interaction button. You know, you can end up doing spending a lot of time trying to aim on a gamepad to get that precision, as those of you who try to snipe in like shooter games know it can be tough. And so so instead of making the player do that, Wall has put in a really intuitive callouts system. So by clicking the left thumbstick right now, I've turned on interaction mode, and now when I get close to items, you'll see a little descriptor pop up showing what the item is, and and it'll show whatever information is appropriate depending on whether or not you've identified it. And it gives you an on-screen prompt about showing you that if you press the interact button, you will get that item. If I don't want these things flying up all in my face all the time, it's really easy, just click and turn it off. Or if I've accidentally pressed the left thumbstick, it's really easy to accidentally press these stick buttons. It's very low consequences. You just press it again and turn it back on. You can see also that the item will oscillate its how lit up it is, which can give you a good idea of what item exactly you're going to pick up. So in this case, I have two identical items. That prompt is kind of hovering over both of them, and I can still know which one I'm going to pick up. So I just press the A button, and I don't even have to be aiming anywhere near it. That includes things like torches on the walls, or like a lever here. Easy peasy. One of the other things that you'll notice is on the bottom, I'm using one of our... We've tested probably, I don't know, 7 different schemes for getting the hotbar to feel right. You can watch some of my Twitch videos. We were just letting the player scroll through their hotbar, so it's pretty easy to use, it's easy to understand, and it only uses up 3 buttons on the controller to do all 10 hotkeys. But part of the problem is that means you might end up pressing the scroll left or right button like 6 times or more, trying to get to an item to select it, which can be pretty time consuming, like during a boss fight. We wanted that experience of being able to just press a button and have one of your items in your hands. And so so we tested a lot of ideas until we eventually came up with this scheme where X, Y, and B are toggleable hold buttons, because while you're holding this button, you're activating the a little hotbar that's associated with that button, and then you press the left or right shoulder bump buttons to get the left or right X item, or you can see I'm taking on and off my crystal torch here just by tapping X. So if I can have really important like combat items that I need quick access to, maybe like healing potions or switching to my shield from a torch, something like that, I can have those on my primary buttons, X, Y, and B. And then the ones that I can be a little more patient with, I can hold down the button and very quickly switch using the bumpers. So here, I'm gonna eat a little food. Oh, rotten tamale. Who would have guessed it? So if I hold down the B button and press R, I'll activate that book, which is great. I got my spells as the sexton. So we have a few other schemes, like you can test this one where the hotbar is a little bit flatter.
Someone new
Someone new. I prefer this layout that while just is prepared, but it's really, I mean, we're still in the process of testing and figuring out what works for us. Okay, so right now Y is our spells button, which is cool. I like having kind of a dedicated button for that stuff. Let's make B our offhand items, and make the mace our primary, so it's really easy to switch back from doing ranged attacks when an enemy gets close. But as the sexton, I'm gonna start off being ranged.
Well,
I'm using the quick turn there. I've assigned left bumper to be quick turn, which for hit and run characters like ninjas and a lot of melee action, really. A lot of characters end up needing to do a quick turn and run, and you can do that very successfully on the gamepad thanks to the quick turn button. I know I've seen quick turn in other games and never really felt like I had a need to make use of it, but in Barony I've definitely made substantial use of the quick turn function. Okay, let's prepare my spell. I should have used that earlier when I was getting surrounded. Got him. Alright. So one of the other things you'll notice is on the bottom left, we have these little prompts. So those are the controls aren't always very self-explanatory and intuitive on a gamepad. And so having these little prompts at the bottom for the left trigger is block. The right trigger is attack. You can see the mace icon there, and then the right bumper is cast. And I took because I knew we were going to be doing these prompts. I'm doing a bad job. You know, we could have had just like a generic attack icon to show what the right trigger is going to do. But because you can put bottles in your right hand or magic staffs in your right hand, we really wanted to be a little bit more descriptive about what's going to happen when you press that button. And, you know, so we tested out putting the actual item down there to show, hey, you have a sword in your right hand, you're going to use your sword. Or if you had a bottle, then you would see that your right hand has a bottle, and so you're going to do a bottle action. But because of the hotbar, it just felt very confusing. They looked like more hotbar items, and so it actually made it harder to read the hotbar when those icons were duplicated over on the left side. Usually you're going to have something in your hotbar that you intend to equip. So instead, we've made these skill icons that are in sort of a proto state right now. They're not final, obviously, with a little black and white drawing. And I've made one for each skill. So there's 16 icons in total, and so now you can see I'm going to be using the mace's skill when I attack with my mace. But if I unequip my mace, now I'm using the unarmed skill. Furthermore, if I unequip my crystal torch, you see I'm going to employ the sneaking skill. So this is a good way to expose some game mechanics. People don't understand necessarily that pressing the block button while your left hand is unequipped is a sneak. And furthermore, they don't really have reason to know that you know, when you're holding arrows in your offhand, you'll also get to sneak that way. But with this new UI, that makes it absolutely clear, and it should make the game a little bit easier to learn for newcomers, which is a big hope of ours, is to make this game a little bit more accessible. Oh, let's talk about equipment. So you can see I have slots now for a paper doll inventory, and so these slots are no longer taking up inventory space, and we have the same number of slots that we had before. I actually have functionally 5 more item slots than I would have had when I have played this character previously. And I can go up here into the inventory slots and unequip stuff from there, and that jumps my cursor down to where it is, so that I can re-equip it, or I can drop it on the floor from there, or whatever I want to do with it. See, navigating this inventory is it actually takes quite a lot fewer button presses to get across it all, because it's a lot more compact. It's a lot more of a square arrangement of the inventory slots, and as a result, getting to any edge so that I can wrap around or whatever is way faster. So so that should make things a lot easier on gamepad, D-pad button presses. So, and of course I can just go back to my mouse and keyboard anytime I want to. You can hear my loud mechanical keyboard and my crazy, you know, fast mouse movements. And just go right back to the gamepad. So it's all totally responsive. Well, I think that's all for the things I wanted to show you for now. Maybe we'll show off a split screen in a little more detail at another time. Thanks for watching. Cheers.